This research paper, titled Debunking with Dialogue? Exploring AI-generated counterspeech to challenge conspiracy theories, is authored by Mariki Lisker, Christina Gotchik, and Helena Mihaljevic from the University of Applied Sciences in Berlin, Germany. The study investigates how large language models, or LLMs, can be used to generate counter-speech against conspiracy theories, which are widespread online narratives that often claim secret plots by powerful groups. Conspiracy theories typically arise from attempts to explain major events, portraying them as the result of hidden, malevolent forces. These theories are emotionally engaging and form tight, self-consistent belief systems that make them hard to challenge. According to the paper, they can lead to serious harms, such as rejecting scientific evidence, like in cases of climate change denial or vaccine hesitancy. They also erode trust in democratic institutions, heighten social conflicts, and sometimes even spark violence. Counterspeech is presented as a key strategy to counter these effects. It's a method of communication that refutes harmful content while upholding freedom of expression. Organizations like NGOs use it to address not just conspiracy theories, but also hate speech and misinformation. The idea is that counter-speech can influence audience perceptions and improve online discourse, even if it doesn't always change the minds of those deeply entrenched in conspiracy beliefs. The challenge lies in scaling counter-speech efforts manually, given the vast amount of content on social media platforms. That's where AI, specifically large language models, comes in. These models, like GPT-4o, could potentially help by generating responses quickly. While previous research has looked at using LLMs for counter-speech against hate speech, this paper notes a gap. There's little work on applying it to conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theories often differ from hate speech linguistically, even though they can overlap, such as in anti-Semitic or racist narratives. To fill this gap, the researchers focus on a scenario where an NGO employee uses LLM-generated suggestions to respond to conspiracy-promoting comments. Since no existing datasets pair conspiracy theory statements with expert-crafted counter-speech, they turned to zero-shot prompting. This means they instructed the models directly without prior training examples. The central research question is, to what extent can current LLMs, when guided by prompt-based strategy instructions, generate effective counter-speech against conspiracy theories? The strategies they drew from psychological literature include four main approaches. Fact-check-based refutation, which involves verifying and correcting false claims with evidence. Providing alternative explanations, which offers more plausible reasons for events. Storytelling through counter-narratives, which uses engaging stories to present opposing views. And encouraging critical thinking, which prompts people to question and analyze information themselves. These strategies are seen as effective for audiences who aren't fully committed to conspiracy beliefs. The study tested 3 LLMs, GPT-4o, Llama 3 with 8 billion parameters, and Mistral with 7 billion parameters. They applied these models to a dataset of 152 comments from the platform X, formerly known as Twitter. These comments promoted 2 specific conspiracy themes, one involving the deep state, New World Order, or globalists, and the other related to geoengineering and bioengineering claims, like ideas about weather manipulation or lab-created viruses. The prompts given to the LLMs were structured to incorporate those 4 strategies, aiming to produce responses that could be used with minimal editing. The generated counter-speech was then qualitatively evaluated based on established criteria, looking at aspects like depth, accuracy, and relevance. Additionally, the researchers analyzed the lexical and semantic diversity of the responses to assess their practical utility for civil society groups. The results revealed several shortcomings across all 3 models. They often produced generic, repetitive, or superficial statements that lacked substantial depth. For instance, instead of crafting detailed counter-narratives through storytelling, the models tended to fall back on basic phrases or avoid that strategy altogether.